upon a time, there was a girl named Meg who got married and then divorced, and then married and then divorced again. And then she tried dating on OkCupid.com, where she discovered a distressing fondness for young lads in t-shirts and baseball caps. She also tried eHarmony.com, which is where she met man in uniform. Ooh. A smart, gentlemanly cop. Sorry, what? In which I procure biceps, get distracted, and succumb to the siren call of the cap. The thing about being divorced twice is that you come out of divorce number 2 feeling not so great about yourself. However, I have been working on this, and with help from my best friend turned boyfriend turned ex-friend, and my friend Adam, and a Star Trek dress, and my awesome therapist Kelly, I now feel 100% okay about myself. In fact, if I'm honest, all these messages are going to my head and I am downright vain. Hey Adam, look at this.
You're like the perfect woman. I think I'm in love.
And how old is this one?
Shut up. So, I have this friend.
Hey Meg.
Hey friend crush.
What?
Hey friend. Just friend. Yeah, so apparently I have a crush on my friend. Which is kind of fun because actually I am pretty sure he used to have a crush on me. Hey, you remember that play we went to last summer and we sat by each other and we laughed at that one part?
What?
You know, with the guy?
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway, the timing wasn't great, so I never pursued anything. But we still hang out and we eat lunch together sometimes. And we talk about dating because he was on eHarmony for a while and he can relate to the weirdness. So did she say why she won't send you a picture?
Well, she said that she just lost a lot of weight and that her skin was all saggy and she didn't want me to see her until she gets it stapled.
Can she spell?
Actually, yes.
Meanwhile, my online suitors keep suiting.
No, no, no. This one screams axe murderer.
So, I love making out. If I could make it a hobby, I totally would. This one time at Man in Uniform's house, we spent 124 minutes making out, i.e. the entirety of The Empire Strikes Back, which we were ostensibly watching. Now, I have a policy of keeping makeouts to a PG rating, because things can get complicated. But it was still really, really nice, and I don't even remember the AT-AT scene.
So, how are things going with Man in Uniform?
Well, he's a really good kisser.
And?
I like kissing.
What exactly is your goal here?
Kissing?
Are you looking for someone to settle down with?
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, yes, I am ready for a serious relationship with a reliable man.
I see.
Boys, I want to go out for a lot of boys, 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 boys! Oh.
What's that?
What's that?
Maybe you should find something else to concentrate on for a little while.
For me, something else to concentrate on usually means theater. Because theater is my favorite thing to do in the whole world, which sounds a little dramatic, but hello, being dramatic is what theater is all about. I decide to audition for a production of Jesus Christ Superstar. It's not my first choice of musicals if I had a choice, but I live in Columbia, Missouri, and my options are limited. I'm not saying that living in Columbia, Missouri is a bad thing. I mean, sure, it is 1,068 miles from New York City, but there's a lot to be said for Columbia in particular, and the Midwest in general. And in fact, if you Google Midwestern mindset, you will discover that we are hardworking and friendly, and we put ranch dressing on everything. So you should come visit sometime, especially if you like ranch dressing. Anyway, Jesus Christ Superstar, not my fave show ever, but a lot of my friends are auditioning, and I figured it'll be fun. Plus, it is step number 24601 in my multi-step plan to get to Broadway. Now, what I don't figure on is it being a whole lot of work. Now, I don't mind working, because I'm from the Midwest. All I need is a goal in sight, and I will work, work, work all the livelong day, unless it involves getting wet or dirty or, in fact, remotely resembles physical labor of any sort, because I hate sweating. It's gross. Hence, I am not so much on exercise, And at this point in the story, I am a skinny white girl with decent curves but the muscle tone of a squid. So I am very surprised to be cast as, get this, a soldier. Seriously, I find this hilarious, but also daunting because, in my opinion, I could not look less like a soldier if I tried. Hello, I'm Deanna Troy, not Tasha Yar. Obviously, I don't look remotely like Deanna Troy. However, I think being uber sensitive is empath-esque. So to slightly compensate for being so utterly girly, I decide to procure some Michelle Obama arms. I sign up with a personal trainer for a 30-day makeover, and I choke down protein shakes and I pump iron up to 20 whole pounds at a time. And I do squats and push-ups and jump-ups until I'm so worn out that I run to the bathroom and I throw up, and then I come right back out and I pump some more iron because at last I have found the great motivator. Vanity! And lo and behold, I get me some Michelle Obama arms. Shazam! I even stick with it after the show is over, meaning I'm now a skinny white girl with nice biceps, although fewer curves because apparently there's a trade-off. Incidentally, it's really hard to find size A bras that don't result in more padding than boobs, for which I blame the man. Also, size A bras all have underwires, which isn't that big of a deal, except sometimes they get squeaky, resulting in moments of rated PG makeout hilarity. I bet Michelle Obama does not have this problem. Ugh. I need a vacation. There is a board game called Risk, which involves trying to take over the world. I would be totally into this game, except I get really impatient waiting for the other players to take their turns and decide what they're gonna do. It takes a really long time. And then on my turn, I take my sweet time plotting how best to vanquish my foes and take over the world. So I'm no fun at all to play with. The impatience comes partly from having attention deficit disorder, which means, among other things, that I tend to interrupt people, including myself. So if parts of my story seem jumpy, it's because sometimes I get distracted and I forget to take my medicine, which is frustrating because if I'd remember to take my medicine, then I wouldn't be so darn distracted, and then perhaps I would not forget to take my medicine. Seriously. For example, I'm supposed to be talking about risk here, so back to it. It seems to me people fall into one of two categories of behavior. A, going straight for what you want at the risk of not getting it and being all disappointed and hurt. And 2, playing it safe. And there's not a whole lot of middle of the road. As for me, A, life is short. And 2, people with ADD are usually impulsive. Ergo, I choose risk.
What?
Nothing.
The 5 things I can't do without are my kids, women, money, sex, and
I am a woman looking for new friends / short-term dating with men who are age 30 to 49, single and straight. I'm serious about that age range. I am ready to find a 40-something guy who leads a deep, marrowy life, and I am done with the young whippersnappers.
Hey, I'm 27, so you may not be interested, but I thought I'd say hi just in case. So, hi.
He uses spell check. Let's go bowling.
That's not a good idea.
This one's different.
Ooh, this one is different. His baseball cap is black. He is kind of cute, though.
See, it is not just me.
Awesome. I'm free tomorrow. Should I email you or text you?
I tell him, email please. But, young whippersnapper that he is, he texts me shortly before midnight to ask,
How are you?
at least it's not
How are you?
kids today. When the next day rolls around, I'm surprisingly tired. I am, in fact, so tired that I forget to tell my brother I'm going out, meaning I'll be SOL if Light Guy turns out to be an axe murderer.
I can't believe he chopped her into 1,000 pieces.
If only she would have given you his name and phone number.
I actually have a great time on the date. Until it occurs to me that when I reached voting age, Light Guy was in kindergarten. Oh, I feel old and tired, and so I politely decline his offer of a second date. which obviously he was not expecting because he keeps trying to talk me into it. Not only in person, but also later via text. We go back and forth a couple of times and he asks once more.
Come on, let's go out again, please.
I reply with, I am so old and tired, I have to take a nap now. And then I take a nap. I don't hear from him again, which is good, except that days later, I find his message saved in drafts, which means I never sent it. Oops. Sorry about that, light guy, and thanks for an enjoyable date. I hope you find yourself a nice young female whippersnapper one of these days. Okay, Cupid Big Brother thinks I might like this guy called Super XX Star, all in caps. Currently what he's doing in life is going through the motions.
Oh, honey, you need some ice cream.